Hola otra vez, muchachos. Aquí estamos para completar la segunda parte de este día. Este es el plan. Vamos a trabajar un segundito, please. Ok. Vamos a trabajar en los subject pronouns y vamos a estudiar el verbo ser, present tense of ser. ¿Sí? So, because of that, our learning objective is to follow classroom instructions in the target language and to talk about yourself and others, which I include in the next session, but it's part of both. So let's go. On the textbook, we're gonna find ser and estar. Ser, only ser, not estar. We're gonna find it on page 24. See? The verb ser refers to what in English is to be, but in Spanish we have ser and estar, we have to. Let's start working first on subject pronouns. See? I'm gonna be with you in a second. This file for you. Ok, continuamos entonces con este tutorial. We have a tutorial that is going to help you a lot with understanding subject pronouns. Here we go.
As you probably remember, a pronoun is used in place of a noun. So a subject pronoun replaces a noun used as the subject of a verb. In Spanish, there are 13 commonly used subject pronouns. Note that vosotros is used mostly in Spain. Vos is used throughout Central and South America, but for reasons too complicated to go into here, most Spanish textbooks do not mention or teach the verb forms associated with it. Subject pronouns are grouped by their grammatical number, singular or plural, as well as by person. In Spanish, the plural subject pronouns indicate the gender of the nouns they replace. Note that this is only the case for he and she in English. Spanish does not have a subject pronoun corresponding to it in English. To express the subject it, Spanish simply uses the conjugated verb form by itself. Usted is a formal form of you, and ustedes is its plural. They are often abbreviated UD period and UDS period.
And these are the subject pronouns that we have in Spanish. See, as you heard in the video, we have them grouped by a number. So we have singular yo, tú, él. In Spain, the Spanish was yo, tú, él. And then the plural will be nosotros, vosotros, ustedes. And they are also grouped by which person they are, the first, the second, and the third. So yo is the first person singular, and nosotros is the first person plural. Tú and vos is the second person singular, and then vosotros and vosotras is the second person plural. And the third person singular are él, ella, and usted. And and the third person plural are ellos, ellas, and ustedes. This is important to know because when we conjugate verbs in Spanish, they match each subject pronoun. So, and it shows in the verb. Yes, it is possible to not use or omit the subject pronoun because the conjugation shows it. See? So if we consider the verb ser, soy only exists for yo. See? And eres only works with tú. And somos only goes with nosotros. So if you omit this, let's say we remove them from here. See? Let's say that let's go ahead. So we know that soy is always yo, that eres is always tú, that son is going to be either ellos, ellas, or ustedes, that es is going to be ella, él, or usted. See? So it is possible to omit the subject pronoun in the conjugation in Spanish, but the speakers do it for specific purposes. Making emphasis, avoid ambiguity, actually would force them to keep it and not omit it. And now, so you guys need to memorize this. Other important aspects is that tú has an accent mark, but there is another version of tú. There is another tú that does not have doesn't have accent mark. See, and él, there is another one. See, the él, and I think I'm gonna insert a text box here to tell you. Ouch. Give me a second. Not working. Okay. Tú and tú do exist. Okay. Tú with accent mark is you, singular, and tú without accent mark is yours, the possessive adjective. Okay. So keep that in mind. Let me make this in a different color so we have it there. On the other hand, we were talking about él, which when it has an accent mark, it means he, right? But when you have it without accent mark, this one, it is the article, the definite article in English. So make sure that you know the difference because you will be communicating something different. Okay? That is for subject pronouns, them. That is just for subject pronouns. Now, if we go to, let's go jump into the conjugation of the verb ser, one of the verbs, which means to be, translating to be in English. So we have this song for you. I have these songs for you. So let me open it and show, just for fun, see?
Soy, eres, es, somos, son, soy, eres, es, somos, son. Soy, eres, es, somos, son, soy, eres, es, somos, son. Soy, eres, es, somos, son, soy, eres, es, somos, son. Soy, eres, es, somos, son, soy, eres, es, somos, son. Soy, eres, es, somos, son, soy, eres, es, somos, son. Soy, eres, es, somos, son, soy, eres, es, somos, son. Soy, eres, es, somos, son, soy, eres, es, somos, son. Soy, eres, es, somos, son, soy, eres, es, somos, son. Soy, eres, es, somos, son, soy, eres, es, somos, son. Soy, eres, es, somos, son, soy, eres, es, somos.
Muy bien. That is the verb ser. See? One of the first verb that we have seen in this class. Let's continue back to the textbook and see that ser, as you saw in the song, it has soy, eres, es, somos, and son, and the version for vosotros is sois. You're not gonna hear me using vosotros or using sois because I do not speak, my dialect is not from Spain. But if you have Dr. Ortega or professors from Spain or speakers from Spain, you're gonna hear them saying vosotros and conjugating the verbs according to that subject pronoun. It's good to get familiar. I do not include it in exams or tests, but I do present it in when I present the topic, okay? So a few things that we need to know about ser and the verb ser, what it means, see? What it means. Ser, and it's not in this page, but I wanted you to go with me. Ser is used to express origin, occupation, or inherited qualities, see? So origin, ¿de dónde eres? ¿De dónde eres? Soy de Toronto. ¿De dónde es la profesora? La profesora es de Colombia. ¿De dónde es Eli? Eli es de los Estados Unidos. ¿De dónde es Amber? ¿O de dónde son Hannah y Tyler? Ellos son de los Estados Unidos. Origin, I'm using son, I'm using es, eres, because origin is expressed with the verb ser. See? Notice that we included the preposition de. That happened because the place is right there. So when we have ser plus de to indicate origin, the place, the name of the place is gonna be there. Okay? Now another case in which we use ser is occupation. See? Soy profesora, ¿cómo es la profesora? Ustedes son estudiantes. Or to describe inherited qualities as es muy paciente. ¿Sí? Es muy paciente. Here, in this passage, we have the first longest reading that you will be having in this class. See? And we are going to be using it to study and practice the verb ser. See? Let's continue with that. I guess you know these guys, huh? You know, you have seen that guy. Or if you have heard the name Salvador Dalí, you know who I am talking about. Él es Salvador Dalí. Él es un pintor. Él es un artista. Where is he from? ¿De dónde es él? Él es de España. ¿Sí? Él es de España, es artista, origin, and es extravagante, inherited quality. Vamos con el segundo. Mr. Diego Rivera. Diego Rivera es artista, es mexicano, es de México y es muy grande. ¿Sí? Es muy grande. Inherited quality. See, so let's go and read this. You will be working on my Spanish lab on comprehension about this reading. So let's go. Let me read it for you. I can make it smaller and have everything in there better. Salvador Dalí, and before I continue, let me ask you to try to check yourself on what you are able to grasp, to understand from this reading. English is going to help. This reading is designed for you to be able to guess the meaning and to be able to understand most of it based on how similar the two languages are. So let's hear this. Salvador Dalí y Diego Rivera son dos de los artistas más famosos en el mundo. I'm back. Let me start again. Salvador Dalí y Diego Rivera son dos de los artistas más famosos del mundo. Sus pinturas son admiradas por expertos y por estudiantes de arte. Los dos artistas son del siglo XX, pero sus experiencias y sus estilos son muy diferentes. Salvador Dalí es español, es de Figueras, un pueblo cerca de Barcelona. Su esposa Gala también es famosa. Dalí es famoso no solo por su arte surrealista, sino también por su apariencia extravagante. El descubrimiento de América por Cristóbal Colón conmemora el famoso viaje de Colón en 1492. La muerte de Dalí es en 1989 a la edad de 84 años. Diego Rivera es mexicano, es de Guanajuato, una ciudad colonial al norte de la Ciudad de México. El año de su nacimiento es 1886 y el año de su muerte es 1957. Rivera es famoso por sus murales que describen la historia de México, especialmente la conquista de México por los españoles. Historia de México desde la conquista hasta el futuro es un mural muy grande. Su estilo es realista. La esposa de Diego Rivera es Frida Kahlo, una artista mexicana muy famosa también. These are Diego Rivera and Salvador Dalí. My question is, how much were you able to grasp, to guess from my pronunciation and reading out loud of this text and without translating anything? So I want you to test yourself now, okay? And after that, you'll be surprised on how much you are able to understand. Make an effort and do the exercise, please. And let's continue now with exercises. See, you guys are gonna be responding. First, I missed it. First, you are gonna be able to underline ser forms in this. Por ejemplo, I'm gonna start highlighting the first one. Son, see? Salvador Dalí y Diego Rivera son, ellos son. Dos de los artistas más famosos del mundo. And we continue with the second one, son admiradas. You're going to be highlighting this on my Spanish lab, okay? So continue to proceed as after I explain these exercises on that part. Then you're going to be answering these questions. Let me move to my Spanish lab and then continue from there. By the way, these tutorials are here too. The tutorials that I show you, they are here too. So, dos artistas. Oh, okay, I think I scrolled down too much. Dos artistas. Aquí está. Uno. Dos artistas, step one is the one where you guys are gonna highlight all the ser verb conjugations that we find in the reading. Here you have it. Por ejemplo, you're gonna highlight that one and you continue doing it until the end, okay? Then the second piece on that area, on that session, is going to be dos artistas, the comprehension. You have to answer these questions, okay? You have the readings there, and where is Dalí from, where is Rivera from, and you guys are going to answer, okay? You have the answers and you have the text there. And the other ones are Clase de Arte Moderno, una conversación, where you're going to be not only understanding the reading, but you're going to be using ser, you're going to be conjugating. Hay 20 estudiantes en la clase de arte moderno. Nosotros, look at that, somos estudiantes de arte en la universidad. You're going to be working with the verb conjugation, the ser verb conjugation. And you have to pay attention who's doing the action. Ella, las clases, los exámenes, see, to be able to choose the right conjugation depending on who's doing the action. Pay attention to that. Next one, Ramon y Rosario. You guys are going to be filling in the blank with the correct form of ser, so it's more practice on ser conjugation, which is taking a little bit. See, this conversation is one that you're going to be able to mimic and reshape according to your own reality in the oral activities that we have. See, so hola, yo, I'm going to start here. Yo soy Ramón Larrea Arias. Encantada, Larrea Arias. Encantada, Ramón. Yo, well, we know that it's Rosario talking, so we know we're going to use soy. See? Soy Rosario, and you guys are going to continue. Got it? And I think that's it. Oh, we have more on subject pronouns. Subject pronouns, because I want you to practice that. So here, Maria Luisa, which one corresponds with Maria Luisa? Maria Luisa will be ella. ¿Sí? Susana y yo would be nosotras or nosotros is the best one. ¿Sí? So match the noun, the pronoun that best corresponds with that noun. And subject pronouns and ser. More a little bit of that. I want you to practice this topic because it's very important. Manuel is a university student from southern Spain. You're going to complete his description. He's going to be using origin. He's going to be using inherited qualities and occupation. And you're going to be conjugated because it's helpful to describe yourself as is a learning objective for this class. He not only talks about yo. He includes his mom, his parents, and he goes beyond that. So read and try to understand who's doing the action. And look at that. Now it's listening, and you're gonna, ¿cómo es María? Ella es inteligente. Look at this.
¿Cómo es Felipe?
¿Cómo es Felipe?
¿Cómo es usted?
¿Cómo es usted?
¿Cómo es Marcela?
So we're talking about inherited qualities here, and we have this adjective that describes the people that this recording is asking for. So you're gonna write the answer, completing the subject pronoun you need and the verb conjugation of ser that corresponds with the person they are asking. So pay attention in listening to the question. Okay? Muy bien. I added flashcards so you practice your vocab, and I added a special oral practice for recording. So you're gonna follow these instructions, and you're gonna grade your friends. You're gonna describe your class, and you're gonna end up your conversation properly. This is for recording. Follow those instructions. There are tutorials for every single topic here. I might or might not include them in the videos, but if you want extra help, there you have it, okay? That's it for now, chicos. Go ahead and proceed to complete the exercises. Sorry for the background noise and the stops, because I'm not in my office or at home. I'm in a different country with my family, and there is kind of like interruptions. I really, really apologize for that. I'll see you in the next video.